good. Now, Hey everybody, how are you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing okay. Long day, long day.
I bet.
Alright, so it looks like Thaldor will be here in a few minutes. Let me see. Who do we have? Good. Okay, Chris, James, Ken on Discord. Chris, James, and Michael on Roll20. Okay, so it looks like we'll have everybody. Alright, and I have 8 o'clock, so I am going to go ahead and turn off the music. Hello, and welcome everybody to the Sword Coast Chronicles. It's 8 p.m. It's Thursday. I'm DM Galabond, and I am joined tonight by Chris as Brock, James as Mulek, Ken as Fallager, Michael as Thaldor. And this is session 19 of our game. We're about to hit a milestone, going to session 20 next week. And last time we met our intrepid heroes, they were at a little place called the what was it? The Olive Mantle Tavern, something like that, in Spa, in a little town called Burlale. They are traveling with a caravan that includes a number of merchants and a few wagons full of dragon cultists. And at this tavern, the another traveler on the caravan, one Gemna Glean Silver, a gnome that the characters have met, arranged for the innkeeper to have some of his girls who will serve you drinks, but for an extra price, they'll also do more than that. Had them ready to entertain the caravan, and while that was happening, accompanied by Fallager's excellent rolls on performance with his instrument, with his guitar. The Mulek was able to sneak into the wagons and liberate from the possession of the cultists a few magical items that they had stolen. Which begs the question, is stealing from thieves wrong? Perhaps we will get to the bottom of that and answer that philosophical chestnut this evening. But the first thing we are going to do is we are going to have the picture open on Mulek as he is crawling out of the wagon with his liberated booty. And he is tying up the, replacing the tarp, tying everything up, closing the tailgate, making sure that the wagon all looks nice and neat. And in so doing, Mulek, I need you to roll me a sleight of hand to see how well you put everything back.
Oh, okay. I burned my last chrono shift on the stealth roll leaving there. All right. Hopefully I do good.
11. Okay. Well, you think that You think that that's how everything looked. Um, you think that the knot was tied that way and everything was put back in place. And you slip back inside. Nobody seems to notice. And you are back to your room. And was there anything you wanted to do when you got back to the room, or did you want to just wait until the next day?
Well, actually, I think we left last week. I had rolled a stealth of 15 leaving there. I found somewhere out of the way because I was still disguised as a cultist.
Right.
And I found somewhere where no one was and uh, dropped the disguise and was going to look for Brock at the
Okay.
I think he was with maybe at the head of the caravan, or he's with
Yeah, I think he was outside with the wagons. He wasn't inside enjoying the festivities.
yeah. So I basically was going to seek
Okay.
out Brock.
Okay, then you find a place. Your 15 obviously was good enough to find a place to drop the disguise, and now you're seeking out Brock. And let's pan the camera over to Brock. Uh, Brock, good sir, are you indeed with the caravan, or did you get bored and go inside after all? Chris, we're not hearing you. Thought I heard you try to say something.
Yeah, there we go. But yeah,
Okay.
Brock would be passed out probably on the wagon or next to it or somewhere close.
Okie
Say
dokie.
he's leaned up against a tree next to it.
Okay. So there he is, Mulek.
Yeah, I'm just gonna walk up to him and tap him on the shoulder. Brock,
Hmm.
hey, it's Mulek. You awake?
Yeah, somebody spiked my water. What's up?
Hey, I took advantage of a moment and I snuck into one of the wagons, one of the cultist wagons, and
By yourself?
I did. But it's okay. I don't think I was spotted. Uh, the cultists left, and so I took the appearance of one of the cultists and snooped around the wagon. I liberated 3 magic items from the wagon, and I just wanted to let you know that that was done. What do you
And
think? What do you think I should do?
well, I mean, they're just they probably don't have an account of every item, so I think we're safe there as long as you didn't kill anybody.
No, and in fact, the wagon that I searched had a lot of shields and linens and just crates just full of stuff. And so as I've got a shield, I've got some other circlet thing, and some kind of potion. I'm not really sure, some kind of liquid. I'm gonna try and when I can find a quiet spot to see if I can figure out what this stuff is. But I just wanted to let you know that I've got it. Uh, so I don't know if they're I don't know if they're
Where are
getting
the
noticed or
uh,
not.
where are the other two?
I don't know. I don't know where they're at.
Well, why don't you hop back in the wagon here? It's just me here. Take your time. I'll keep a lookout for you. Do your thing.
All right. So I'll hop in the wagon and proceed to uh, use my artificer objects. Let's see, because I think this is
Okay, well, you're looking that up
yeah. So I'm looking at
to answer Eric's or to answer Chris's um query there, at least in part. You can hear the sounds of Falliger's guitar inside, and you can hear people singing and um, you know when he plays a rowdy dance, you really can't hear the instrument, but you can hear all the feet stamping and you can hear the mugs banging on the table in time. So um, you probably know where at least one of your companions is.
I'll
Yeah, his guitar. I think Brock. That lets him rest easy, and he sits back down and leans back up against the tree and just keeps watch.
Okay.
I'll call Brock back over really quick and just say, "Hey, I just realized I'm not prepared to figure out what the magic is on these items. I'm going to have to wait another day, so I'm going to have to just find a place to stash these things, um, keep them hidden for a while. Do I see any places on this wagon where I could? Well, the shield I'll keep with me, but the other two items, do I have a place where I can? And I'll just go back to my wagon actually, and I'll stash it on my wagon. So that's what I'll
Okay.
do, and then I'll
All
I'll
right.
head back inside.
Okay. So you head inside and you are able to stash everything there. All right. The next thing that happens, we come to the following day, and Mulek, you are going to get or tell me what spell when you get a chance. What spell are you going to cast? Um, is it something on the order of identify to figure out what these things are? Uh, James, can you hear me? I think you're muted.
Oh, sorry, I was muted. I was just realizing I need to make sure we have a pearl, and I don't know if we do or not.
Okay. All right. Well, when you figure out if you have a pearl, I will send you some information, but we'll do that sort of, I'll do that as a PM during the session, and we
Okay.
will just otherwise carry on narratively. And then when you get a chance, you can tell the others what you have discovered.
I'll at least use. I think I can at least use one short rest to identify something. Correct, without using a spell slot.
Mm, that may be an artificer thing. Let's
Oh,
take a look
I
here.
thought that was a general D&D thing.
I don't
Short rest,
think.
identify.
Oh no, well, I think what you're thinking of is attuning to an item.
The identify spell is the fastest way to reveal an item's properties. Alternatively, a character can focus on one magic item during a short rest while being in physical contact with the item. At the end of the rest, the character learns the item's properties as well as how to use them.
Yeah, the only difference I think is when you do it that way, if it's cursed, then you're attuning to it basically. So you could be cursed without knowing it. I think, right? Whereas if you
Yeah. Okay.
identify the curse,
Okay.
I,
And all right. Okay. So yeah.
Sage advice says one short rest. Identify one magic item in 1 hour. Identify spell. Gain more information in 1 to 11 minutes.
Right.
Since
Okay.
resting identifies magic items and identify spell doesn't spot an identified spell doesn't spot curses. What is the role of the identify spell?
Okay. All right. That's more information we need to worry about right now. So I guess you're probably heading to your room unless you're planning to stay up for an hour and deal with one of these items before you turn in.
Yeah, I'll go to my
Um,
room. Yeah, and I'll do
okay,
the shield
so
first.
we will just say that your long rest counts the same as a short rest, and in the morning, between thinking about it before you fall asleep and dealing with it in the morning when you wake up, you figure out what it is. So, in the morning, you will understand what the shield is, and you will be getting something incoming shortly.
Okay.
In the meantime, on the following day, the caravan pulls out of um, the town, and it continues up the road. And this is now day 17. And the caravan is making its way up past the troll hills, and sort of the next thing you will get to of any note is the Dragon Spear Castle. Unless something happens along the way. So, let's see. Here is what your information revealed about the shield. Mulek, James, where is James? There's James. Okay. Okay. So, you learned that about the shield, and the day passes uneventfully. You make camp. No disturbances that night, and you continue on the following day. And I am just going to, unless anybody has anything specific they want to do, I'm just going to go ahead and advance us until something actually happens.
Can I ask a
So,
question?
sure.
So I looked through our party treasure, and we had a string of pearls worth 300 gold pieces. Can I say that that contains one of those pearls happened to be worth 100 gold pieces?
Yeah, you can say one is a little bit larger than the other, or than the others.
All right, I will use one of those pearls to continue to cast Identify during throughout the days that we're traveling when I can find a quiet moment, whether it's at night before I go to bed or during, um, just like a short rest somewhere.
Okay. All right. Or, of course, if you can spend the um, a time equivalent to a short rest, either on a break or in the evening before you fall asleep or in the morning before everything starts going, you can use the identify 1/2 spell, which is just sort of handling the item for an hour and figuring out what it does.
Okay.
So that's up to you. So now, would you say that you do that each day? Do
So
one
I've
item
got
each day?
so I have two more items to identify. So I'll probably in the first evening that we're on the road uh, use 20 minutes as I'm getting ready to go to bed to use identify spell that I have as part of my artificer um,
Okay.
to determine the identity of those two other magical items.
Okay. All right. So the one item that was covered in the folded cloth. Um, all right. Where do I have this? I have this over here. All right. So that's what you find out, and I will leave it up to you to look those up in D&D Beyond to get more information about them. All right. So you, um, day 17, 18, 19, 20, all pass uneventfully. And that means that the caravan is here. Then Day 21, day 22 pass uneventfully. So the caravan is about here. And day 23. So the 23rd day after leaving the town of Baldur's Gate, the following happens. It's in the afternoon. You all have had your lunch, and you're just sort of passing by the kind of some rolling hills on the west that are leading into the Trollbark Forest. And right there, sort of at the edge of the forest, you see a herd of deer grazing. And you start hearing people on the caravan going, "Oh, hey, deer, get some fresh meat." And you see people start limbering up their bows, and they are doing that. And then suddenly, you hear one person's breath catch, and their finger points towards the herd of deer. And as people's eyes follow that finger, you hear more breaths catch. Because within this herd, there is a magnificent stag that shimmers in the light as if its coat is spun from gold and as if its antlers were plated with platinum. There is now a palpable um, set of urgent whispers. Stop the caravan, stop the caravan. And everybody from drovers to guards is like, oh, we got to get that, we got to get that. Imagine how much the pelt of that thing would be worth. And a bunch of people are like, yeah, we should go shoot it. Those antlers are probably worth a lot too. And people are like, yeah. And they're extremely excited, but they're doing their best to avoid, shouting across the plains so that it would startle the deer. What do you guys want to do?
Make my way over to Mulek and kind of whisper, "That can't be real, can it?"
Make me a stealth check there, Brock. See how quiet you really are. Oh wow. Okay, you're pretty quiet.
Sorry, I was on mute and I said, I don't know, we might have to get a little bit closer. That's what I had said before you ran this. Rolled this.
Okay. All right. And Brock, I'm going to let your. Actually, everybody can go ahead and roll me a perception check, including Brock. Fowler, you can roll one too if you wish. Oh wow. Okay. So both Fowler and Brock, you see there's like 2 or 3 people that aren't reaching for their bows. One of them is the caravan master, and another is one of the old drovers, one of the older drivers of one of the wagons. And the old graybeard, he's just shaking his head, and then he says in a voice that's loud enough for most of the people in the surrounding wagons to hear, No, no, that's a bad idea. That's a bad idea. Now, clearly, you see that coat? That's a blessed creature. And killing it would just bring bad luck on this here caravan. Uh, you can't be going and killing that thing. And there's like one of the guards that's on his wagon looks at him, looks back at the deer, looks back at him, and finally slumps his shoulders a little bit and clambers back on the wagon. Most of the other people look at him and go, "Shut up, you old fool. You don't know what you're talking about." And they um, start to move off, and the dwarf who's in charge of the caravan, he's like, "Hey, you guards, you need to stay here. Got it. If we want to stop, so that some people can go hunting, we need to protect the merchandise. Have to protect the caravan. Can't all go running off across the countryside." And so they quickly sort of pull up um, stalks of long grass and break them off, and then they start drawing lots for who has to stay at the who has to stay with the caravan and who gets to go hunting. But it definitely looks like there's a group of people that's going to go try to hunt this thing.
How far away is the stag? Can we tell?
It's probably about 200 yards. It's a nice sunny afternoon, so you can see everything. And these deer have come out from the forest, so the sun is in the western sky, but it's not close to the horizon at this point. And the deer have moved out from beyond the range of the shadow of the wood, so you could just see the brilliant reflection of gold off of the stag.
Uh, would I be able to tell if what he's saying, the caravan master is saying about this stag, is true? That it has it could bring some type of omen or be an omen of something that could happen, or is that something I'd
Make
be familiar
me
with?
make me a history check. In fact, and to clarify, it was the old driver, not the caravan master, that was saying that the killing it would be bad luck. Okay. All right. Difficult to say. There are all kinds of folklore about animals that appear to be like some sort of, you know, golden or shining version of their species that, um, turn out to be everything from a god in disguise to a woodland spirit. And in some cases, it's even like some kind of cursed creature um, that uh, will, you know, will benefit people that help it and will bring harm to people that hurt it. But that's all kinds of folklore, and you haven't ever heard of any documented cases of that being. But you go to every village, and some graybeard has a story about something like that. It may not be a stag, it might be a rabbit, or it might be a fish, or it might be an eagle. Just depends on what part of the Sword Coast you go to.
Hey guys,
Hey, how are you doing?
I brought you some viewers there, Gally.
Oh, hey, welcome everybody.
What
Thank
did
you guys.
I think I know about it since I obviously overheard the conversation?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. All three of you, same thing. You've all heard those kinds of rumors.
So it's probably best that we just leave that stag alone. Other game is fair game. But I don't know for sure if killing that would do any harm or not.
I agree.
I'm not going to shoot it.
Okay. Well, there are definitely a few people that are, a few of the soldiers or the guards that drew the lots that meant they get to go hunting. They're like, they tell their friends, I'll save a hunch for you, but I'm gonna get that beast. I'm gonna sell that pelt. And other ones are like, yeah, not if I shoot it first. And so then they start making their way off, and all these people having, at least to some extent, uh, gotten food by hunting it, they all kind of have basic woodland tactics. So they go as close as they dare, walking upright, and then they kind of crouch down and go through the long grass to try to get closer to this thing. But there's definitely a few of them that are going to go try to hunt this thing. So what do you guys want to do?
Mulek, you have anything that might scare that stag away? I have a bad feeling about this.
We can try. How far away is that stag from us right now? Is it
From you
just-
guys, it's about 600 feet.
Yeah, let's try something here. And I'm going to reach into my bag of tricks and pull out a fuzzy ball.
Oh God.
Oh goodness.
Let's see.
Here we go.
Yeah. Oh, hold up. What's going on here? I got to roll 1d8.
What's the weather like? Is it cloudy? Clear?
No, it's a clear day. It's 2 or 3 hours past noon, so kind of mid-afternoon time.
All right. Indiana pops out. Indiana, chase after that stag, scare it away. And my axe beak is going to rush towards the stag.
Wait, why Indiana?
Well, so you guys, that's up to you guys to figure out, right? So the jackal was Ferris, the giant weasel was Egon, and the axe beak's Indiana.
Oh, I missed Egon. Oh, come on.
You missed Egon, yeah.
Indiana. I know where the dog was named Indiana.
The jackal was Ferris.
Okay.
The axe beak is Indiana.
Okay,
I'll use
so-
thaumaturgy to. I've actually seen a war elephant, so I'll just as that bird is rushing towards the stag, I'll just make this this ferocious, loud call that maybe a war elephant would make.
Okay.
And this axe beak's got a speed of 50 feet.
Okay, and let's just take a quick peek here. Oh dear goodness me.
It's actually pretty badass.
Yeah, I wish I would have thrown this one in the tavern. That would have been awesome.
Okay, well, the stag also has a speed of 50 feet. So the axe beak goes running off and quickly goes running past the stealthy guards that are trying to hunt, and it goes, and when it goes, you see a bunch of the deer. They look up and they see this big thing. It's vestigial wings flapping and this big, huge, long neck up above the grass as it's running along, and they all just go. They scatter in all directions, and a bunch of the caravan guards, they're like, "God darn it! Go after him! Get after that thing!" And a couple of them just stand up right where they are. They take aim, and they are actually going to try to shoot at the. They're going to actually try to shoot at the
axe beak.
Axebeak because they are angry with it, and that is going to be this roll.
Oh, it's a hit.
Oh yeah, that is going to be a hit. And so it will do. Let's see, 4 points of damage.
All right.
And then another one will shoot. Oh gosh,
Wow,
that hits
it's another hit.
as well for 3 points of damage. But the other people, there's only 2 of them that are shooting at it, and the others are all running, trying to follow that golden stag. So you have the Benny Hill music playing, and you have the golden stag running into the woods. You have the axe beak running after it. You have arrows flopping out of the axebeak's flank. You have the deer scattering in all directions, and you have a bunch of these caravan guards running after the axebeak. So, what is the party going to be doing while that's happening?
Mulek's just gonna chuckle in the wagon as he's watching.
Oh,
this
okay.
happen.
All right. So off you go. If any, is anybody going to follow this merry chase?
Mulek, you want to go with me?
Oh, you want to? All right, yeah. Let's go see how this turns out. Yeah, I'll follow you.
Yeah, sure. Let's go.
Okay, so you guys are going to try to track this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so give me some survival checks. We'll say you get it's easy to follow at a couple of 100 yards into the woods, but then the foliage starts to get a little more dense. So you need a survival check. Okay. Wow. All right. Both of you can easily follow the tracks. I think those axe beak footprints are so distinctive. That's what you're actually following. And you told it to chase this deer, so it's or the stag, so it's going to do that. And so you follow it on for another 500 yards or so, and then the terrain changes a little bit. So I need you to make me another survival check.
And while we're running after, I'm gonna have Casper. I'm gonna kind of command Casper to fly up ahead. I'm basically gonna make Casper appear up because I haven't been
Okay.
using him, and he's just gonna fly up ahead and try to see if he can keep eyes.
Okay, then he can make his perception check with advantage. So you can make your second survival check, and he can make his perception check with advantage.
Ooh.
Okay. All right. You guys get to the changed terrain, and you're looking around, and you're going, "Oh, bollocks! Where did it go?" And then Mulek is like, "Casper, I hope you got something." And Casper sends you an image of the stag and the Axebeak. They're headed that way, and they're headed towards what looks like overgrown ruins of some kind, and you can tell it's in that direction. So you
They're
all
running towards the ruins.
they're running towards the ruins. And so you all head in that direction. But also with the 18, Casper can tell that the hunters who have been trying to track this thing, they are going all over the place, and most of them have actually opted to turn back and shoot some of the uh, normal deer, and a couple of them have brought down deer, and it's like there's like 3 bucks that are down, and so people in the caravan are starting to say, well, okay, that's probably enough meat for now. But there's still a couple of people that are running around and will very probably get themselves lost out here in the bark forest before it's all over with. But Casper can point you in the right direction. So you head in that direction, and fairly soon you come upon a rather strange sight, uh, which is a clearing of sort. Well, it's not really a clearing. It's overgrown, uh, moss-grown, ivy-draped ruin in the forest, where most of the stones are tumbled down. But it looks like this was probably at some time long, long, long ago. This was some sort of a small keep, or maybe a small castle, or a large manor house, or something like that. And the axe beak is just sort of standing over there by the edge of it, and has started pecking around at the ground, um, just sort of seeming bored, like, oh, okay, well, I'm here, so now I'm going to eat. And you don't, and the stag is actually in the middle of this ruin. And as you come up, you can see the stag is puffing and blowing a little bit, um, and it doesn't seem frightened of you. Um, it doesn't seem it seems wary, but not afraid, because you're approaching it, and I presume neither one of you have bows drawn or anything, since you weren't planning to shoot it. And then it says something. And Mulek and Brock, I need to know what languages you both speak.
I speak Common, Draconic, Dwarvish, and Elvish.
You mean me?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Thaldor.
I speak Common, Draconic, Elvish, Thieves' Cant, and Undercommon.
Okay. Well, it says something in a language you don't understand, and it looks at Mulek, and it looks at Thaldor, and then it kind of shakes its head, and then it says something again in Elvish. And this time you both understand it. It says, "You are on the right track. You must continue. Follow the river of gold until they reach the castle in the sky. Sadly, your path will be filled with hardship and blood. Please take this gift." And it does kind of that thing that you've seen animals do, where it sort of nods its head in an awkward way. And when it does, the ground before the two of you shimmers, and there is a bow, a long bow, there on the ground. And you look at the bow, and you look back up, and you can see that the stag is starting to fade away. And as it does, its voice sort of echoes out, sounding like a breath on the wind, and it says, "Not all will survive."
I'll look over at Mulek. That's not ominous enough, is it?
What just happened?
Buddy, I'm speechless.
Rack. And Mulek, you suddenly feel Indiana is like it's putting its head up, towards your pack and like sniffing around like it's trying to find something to eat out of your pack, and then it looks up at you and goes, "Rack."
Yeah, I'll communicate how I can with that with Indiana and have them come over to me, just to stay with us, and I'll reach in and I'll pull out whatever food I have and see if it'll eat it.
Okay, yeah,
Uh,
it takes some from your hand. You manage to give it to it so that that beak doesn't slice open your hand.
So, is the stag still standing there waiting for us to
Nope.
do something? It's
Stag
gone.
is gone, and there's a bow on the ground, a long bow on the
A
ground.
longbow.
Who can use it?
I can't use it. I mean, anyone can use it. They might not be very proficient with it. But,
I guess we take it back with us and just, see what's up.
yeah, if you want to take, let me see here. Can I go ahead, since it's appears to be some kind of special longbow? I looked at Valador and I'm like, hey, let's not rush back. Give me 10 minutes. Let me see if I can figure out there's
Sure.
something special about this longbow.
Sure, buddy. Go ahead.
Okay.
And, so I'll cast Identify again. Or use my
Okay.
Artificer tools to.
You use your Artificer tools and you discover that.
Okay. This is a pretty powerful longbow. Yeah, let's take it back, and I'm gonna free. Since I don't want to cause disturbance, I'm gonna tell Indiana, go have fun. You're free. Go off and enjoy the day. And I send Indiana off.
And it starts trotting off away from the ruins deeper into the Trollbark forest. And then you guys try to make your way back to the camp.
Caravan.
Yep, and I would remember which way we came.
Okay, all right. So, darn it.
Gotta love keen mind. Yeah.
That keen mind thing doesn't let the DM have any fun. Golly. And just for the viewer's sake, in case anybody was wondering, yes, they did just find a bow that was magic.
It was so magic. It shined and sparkled. It came from the ground.
Let's not go overboard.
Mm-hmm.
We all know that magic longbows don't sparkle, just like vampires don't sparkle.
I was going to say, picking up magical items either out of a lake or off the ground do not dictate a form of dictatorship.
Yeah. This is true. All right. So you guys make your way back to the caravan. By that time, almost everyone is back, and there's 2 of the caravan guards that are still missing. And they wait for another half hour, and the caravan guards don't come back. And then the caravan master orders a party of 4 guards to go find the 2 that are missing. And it takes them about an hour, and eventually they bring them back. and the one of the two that had to be brought back appears to have like a broken arm, because apparently they found a ravine or something and he fell into it. And so it took the rest of them to all try to pull him out, but he busted up his arm. And they uh, they come back to the caravan, and they reach the caravan, and now it's, you guys have been parked here for close to 2 hours, and there's just a couple of hours more left of usable light. So um, the caravan master wants to push on, and so you do, and you push on into the evening. So haven't had a chance for the players to talk much with each other. So anything you guys want to do as you make camp this evening?
Hey, Mulek, should we talk to them about what we found?
You're talking about Falliger and Brock?
Yeah, of course, our
Yeah.
our travel mates. Yeah.
Yes,
So
yes,
let's-
of course. Yeah, let's get together.
Hey, Brock, Falliger.
Yeah, what's going on, buddy?
How's it going?
You won't believe the crazy things that happened in the forest with me and Mulek here.
I bet that was quite the spectacle. I didn't have the energy to chase that nonsense.
Well, I'm glad we didn't kill the stag because it
Yeah.
gave us a gift.
And it talked. It spoke to us in multiple languages.
Mm,
I'm still trying to figure out what it was. First, to let you know, it gave us some information, and it said that we're on the right path. He said we're supposed to follow the river of gold till the castle in the sky. But then the stag also told us that our path is going to be filled with a lot of hardship and blood, and that some will die.
A river of gold, you said.
River of gold. Does anyone know what that means?
Probably this caravan.
I would say exactly that as well. Yes.
So we continue following this until the castle in the sky. So I assume there's some castle high in the mountains, maybe.
Some sort of airship, or yes, a castle in the mountains, maybe. Interesting.
Um, and then it told us it had a gift for us, and I showed them this longbow that I've got kind of underneath my cloak. Pull it out. It's a this longbow's got a little bit of extra kick. Um, it, I'm not proficient with a longbow. Are either of you guys proficient with a longbow?
I can make use of it, but if I'm using a bow, I think we're not doing something right. If you know what I mean.
I can only use crossbow, longsword, rapier, short sword, and simple weapons.
I mean, I can already hit
Let
from
me look.
long distance with what I've got. So if someone feels like they would be able to use this on long distance attacks, let me know. And you
I
can
mean,
have it.
I can only throw my javelin so far, so if no one else can use it, we can make use of it in certain situations. Sure.
Let's see. Trying to figure out where is that on D&D Beyond.
You're a cleric, right? I think you have martial weapons, so you should be proficient.
Yeah, I didn't know if my half health gave me anything. I don't think it does.
I don't think it does either. I think you have to be a full elf.
I mean, I'm proficient with all weapons of warfare, basically. What does it do?
it's just got a little bit of extra kick. It's a +1, so it's I mean, it's just like any other normal longbow, but your chances of hitting something and doing a little bit extra damage.
Well, Wouldn't this be best for Thaldor?
I don't know if I can use it. Galley, DM question: can I use that longbow? I mean,
You're a human rogue, right?
yeah, but I'm not proficient with. I don't know.
Check your proficiencies on your character sheet. Bottom left.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. Yeah, I'm proficient with. Uh,
You should. It has to
it
be
says
martial.
crossbow. I have simple weapons. I don't have
Yeah, same with me.
martial
simple.
weapons.
Should have been an elf.
All right.
Well, I mean,
Brock or Thaliger, who wants it?
I don't really care. I mean,
If you know how I get down. I'm going to be in the thick of it. Longbow's not going to be useful to me unless we come across a thing like we just did with the deer out in the field. If I was you, I think we'd get more use out of it, maybe.
And I look at Thaliger and I hold it out. I'm like, you want it?
I mean, it could come in handy sometime. But I don't think I'll be making a habit of using it.
Well, why don't you keep it with you? And if it comes in handy, it comes in handy.
All right.
It did say it will come in. It did give us this. This is a gift, so I imagine it's going to come in handy at some point. I don't know.
That's what I was going to say. If this stag knew about what we were about, maybe that bow will have another kind of use in the future. Who knows?
All right, I'll take care of it.
It does have a lot of range. All right, I hand the longbow to Thaliger and just add a longbow +1 to your character sheet. Also, I don't know if Brock told you guys or not, but that night we were in that town with all those ladies running around. I was keeping a watch on one of the wagons that had some magic items, and I wasn't thinking about doing it, but when I saw the cultists leave the wagon, I saw an opening and I took it, and I went in and inside one of the cultist wagons, I found it full of shields and leathers and linens and all sorts of stuff. But I found 3 items in particular that were giving off a bit of a magic aura. One of them was a shield, and the shield was a little bit extra special, kind of like this longbow. So I swapped it out for the shield that I was carrying to try not and make too much of a ruckus getting away from there. And then I also found 2 other items. One is this vial of oil. I'm still trying to figure out what it does, but it might come in handy at some point. And then this other item, still trying to figure out what it does as well, but it's some kind of forest crown. And I'm not sure. My research doesn't tell me exactly what it does.
It's a what?
It's a crown of the forest.
Well,
And what was the other things? A crown of the forest.
A shield and
Uh-huh.
and a oil of slipperiness. So I'm gonna have to do a little bit more research on the crown of the forest. Apparently, I don't have access to the description of that, but it may come in handy. But I just wanted to let you know that I did snag a few items from that wagon. I don't think they noticed. I think I was careful enough, but I'm keeping an eye. I keep looking around, making sure nothing happens. But yeah, that's what I've got. You guys found anything interesting?
no.
No, I spent most of my evening in the tavern last night.
How'd it go?
Well, pretty good. Allowed you to do what you needed to do, and I had some fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, he did.
Provided a good distraction. That was great.
What time is it now, Gally?
It is I guess the evening of the 23rd day. Wait, am I muted? No, I'm
No,
not.
we can hear you.
Okay.
No, we can hear you.
Okay.
Guess we just need to rest up and get ready for the next leg of this journey, guys.
I think we need to get Mulek to a tavern to roll some dice with the luck that he has lately.
Oh, don't talk to me about dice. I've got that handled.
Yeah. I was hoping for a little bit of adventure, but I guess this life of the road is something I chose. But,
Hey,
I guess
remember what that stag said. It said this path is going to be filled with hardship and blood. So I imagine this is just the beginning.
Well, I think one thing we need to keep in mind, we aren't bound to this wagon. We're here for a reason. If that reason leaves, so do we. So keep that in mind.
Yeah. But all I know is this whatever it was said we were on the right path. Do we want to trust what this stag told us?
I have no reason not to. I would think that we need to just continue with what we're going, and especially when we get to Waterdeep.
Yeah, I guess everyone just be on your toes, because I kind of think it was a warning that something may be happening soon.
I've heard tales of beings, gods even taking the form of animals or other things as well. I'd say it's a good sign.
Yeah.
Someone's on looking out for us.
I'll tell you this from my side of the people, where I'm from, that's a rare gift when you're able to speak to nature like that and it bestowing upon you a gift.
I think we probably don't want to let our little friend Jamna know about this.
Absolutely not. We'll tell her what she needs to know. That's it.
Yeah, let's keep this between us four. All right, guys, I'm pretty beat. I think I'm gonna call it a night.
See you there.
I'll take first watch, I guess.
Okay, so the night of the 23rd day passes uneventfully. And the 24th day passes uneventfully, which means that the caravan moves on over here. And the 25th day and the 26th day. And then at lunch on the 27th day, Mulek, I need you to make me a wisdom check.
Wisdom check. Just a straight up wisdom.
Straight up wisdom. Okay. Well, everything is perfectly normal. The that day goes by. The 28th day. Now the rest of you can make a wisdom save, or not wisdom save, wisdom check.
Do I do another one or no?
No, not you. The other three do a wisdom check.
Ken busting it out with the nat 20.
I've been
Oh, wow.
rolling them 20s tonight.
Oh,
Man,
wait.
it's feast or
That's a-
famine with my rolls.
Yeah, I tell you what, for on Sunday, poor guy couldn't roll anything above like a what
15.
was it? You weren't yeah, but on the die you were getting like nothing above
7.
10.
But like,
It's
yeah, it
7.
was like 7s.
All right. So so the 16 is good enough, Brock, there's a point during the day. I think it's at the mid-morning break. Something comes to your attention, and Falliger and Thalidor, you notice it too. The driver of the second cultist wagon, that guy during the break, he's just staring at Mulek. Staring at Mulek like he's trying to put a name with the face. And not necessarily in a friendly way either. And Thaldor, you're pretty sure. It's been more than 30 days now, but you're pretty sure. No, I guess you've been with these guys. Yeah, this is one of the guys you recognize back in Baldur's Gate that had been at the cultist camp. And this guy is just giving Mulek the eye like he knows that guy and he knows that guy is trouble and he's just trying to put it together where he knows that guy from.
So I will lean in and whisper. I said, "Hey, Mulek, I think that guy has kind of found you out, buddy." And then I also whisper to Brock and Falliger. It's like, "Hey, we might need to do something about this guy. He's looking at Mulek like he's a piece of meat."
Well, we can't make him disappear because that'll be too obvious. Mulek, do you have anything to disguise yourself?
Yeah, I mean, probably could do something, not too drastic, but, maybe do something, tweak me a little bit in case you look and, maybe realize, oh, that's not the person who I thought he was. Yeah, I mean, I could do that. Probably don't want to be discreet about it. I'll have to wait till. Are we like at a short rest somewhere now talking about this?
Yeah, this is well, it's not a short rest, it's a morning break. So it's like
Morning break?
they're taking like half an hour to water the horses and stuff before they push on towards the midday meal.
I mean, if you want me to take care of it, I will.
You're the man.
He disappears. What do you have in mind, Falliger?
Well, I could strongly suggest that he take a walk somewhere.
Well, what about if he just feels angry with his comrades on his wagon? Maybe starts a fight. You know what I'm saying?
Discourse. I mean, make him start fighting his other people and they beat the crap out of him, till he's black and blue? Maybe.
I think that'll take his mind off of it for a little while at least.
I think I know the word you can use. Word fight, maybe?
Possibly, but it needs to be a good reason.
You're the master of words, besides myself. I think you'll figure it out.
Oh my god. Okay, well I can't tell him to do anything.
Is it one word? Is it command?
I think so. It won't be damaging to him.
These are not the droids you're looking for. Can you do something like that?
Nah, I'm not that powerful.
Hey, Thaldor, can you maybe make it look like I've got a big R on my cheeks or something?
I can make you look like anybody you want to look like, buddy.
Well, I don't want to make too drastic of a change. Notice, whoa, what just happened to that guy? But I think
Galley, where are we at besides the country? Like as far as on the map? Same spot pretty much?
Yep, you are within a few days of Dragonspear Castle.
Do I know of any dangerous animals or anything in this area?
I might be able to provide a dangerous animal.
Yeah, you could do that, but Want to use up your bag of tricks so quick?
Oh, I get new one every day.
Yeah, I was just about to say that, yeah, that there's some, whoops, that you know of a potential location rather near at hand of at least an axe beak and of a jackal um, and of a giant weasel, and who knows what else might be. Um, who knows what other kinds of animals might be there?
There are
That might
bears in these parts.
Oh, sure. There's forest in this part. You're gonna find bears. You'll probably find, you'll definitely find wolves. In the countryside, you could. This is D&D, so you'll probably find some sort of mystical, creatures. You're not necessarily near any mountains, so you may not find like a griffin or a, a manticore or something like that. But um, well, there's a bog over there, and the high moor. It's it's a few miles away. It would take on foot most of a day to get to the edge of the bog, so it's not that close.
Can we see? This cultist? Is he around at like a little campfire eating some other cultists right now? Or
Yeah, he's the driver of the second cultist wagon. So I think I had given you at some point which wagons were the cultists, and so the second of the cultist wagons, he's the
wagon
driver.
number 5. But
Yeah,
we're all stopped though right now, and or
yeah.
because it's a morning.
The entire caravan is stopped for the morning
Yeah.
break.
Well, perhaps maybe we just give a little bit of time, and maybe this evening I can do something that might help us. You think we could last that long without him causing up a stink?
Well, I think if Thaldor can work on me here right now, maybe a bit, just to give me something that'll make him think twice that I'm the guy he's thinking of.
Can I do an insight check on this guy that's eyeballing down my friend and see if he's going to be in immediate action or if he's just what the hell's going on?
Yeah, you sure can, because yeah, you notice him, so you can observe him a little bit, and he's so preoccupied with Mulek that he's not
All
really
right.
paying much attention to anything else. So
I
go
will
ahead.
cast guidance on myself. Boy.
13. Okay, with a 13, you know this guy is up to no good, but you don't know how quickly he's going to be up to no good. You realize that he's very close to putting 2 and 2 together. And when he does, you don't know whether he's the kind that would try to act on his own or would try to rope some of his friends into helping him or what.
And where was this guy's position on the second wagon?
He is the driver of the wagon.
Oh, God. All right. So obviously, he can't just. All right. Well, boys, I suggest we just try to hold on until this evening, and then I'll work something out.
And I might be able to pull something out of my bag, cause a diversion or help assist in getting rid of it. But it's all kind of luck of the draw.
Those we're going to have to play it by ear, fellas.
Thaldor, you want to kind of work up some scars on my face or something?
Oh, sure. Easy. Easy. That would be not deception. I'm proficient with disguise kits. Well, what do you want me to roll, Gally?
Okay, you're using your disguise kit,
Mm-hmm.
so that means you get to add your proficiency. You are trying to make him look like somebody else. So that to me says that's probably an intelligence roll. So you would use your intelligence plus your proficiency, and that's what you would roll to
Here.
use the.
Thaldor, let me give you. I got one of my magic pills.
Sure.
I want to make sure you do good on this. So I give you guidance. Ugh.
+1? That's fine. So that's +2 to whatever I roll. 11, 12, 13.
Okay, 13. Yeah, you make him look like give him a look like he's a little bit different. He now kind of resembles Mulek. But he's got let's say he's got a scar under his right eye that goes down his cheek to his jaw. And you've kind of done something to just very slightly change his hair color. And now the question is, when do you want to try to do this? Because if you try to do this during the break or during this morning break, the guy is sitting there the whole time looking at Mulek. So when are you going to try to do this?
Well, they're wagon number 5 wagon, or I imagine we're probably behind.
Okay, but then describe to me how you're going to do this so you can do it without him watching you, because he's watching you the whole time.
I get Fallager and I tell Fallager and Brock, hey, do you mind blocking his view from me and him real quick?
Yeah, I could do that. I could
All
also distract him in conversation if that's necessary.
Yeah, if you have to distract him, any way to distract him would be great.
Sure. And I'll turn on my heels and kind of walk over there and talk to him.
Cool.
Okay.
And Fallager, just kind of block, like be a shield between us and him for a minute.
How is this guy driving the second wagon?
We're at a break. We're at a rest.
Yeah, we're at like lunch. Right, it's like lunch. Yeah.
Got it.
Mid morning break while they're watering the horses or something like that.
It's a brunch.
Yeah.
So yeah, and as he's doing that, I'm disguising Mulek. I'm giving him his scars and things.
Okay. All right.
Makes sense.
So Brock, you go over and talk to this guy. What do you say?
Hey, pal.
Yeah. What do you want?
Well, I'll cut straight to the point. I want some of that venison. I know they killed a few deer. I haven't received any of that meat myself. Have you?
Oh, yeah. I got a whole hunch of it, and
Gotta be kidding me.
I'd be willing to part with a couple of steaks if you got something, that you wanna trade for it, or you want to pay me for it.
Did one of your boys kill one of them stags?
Oh, yeah, one of the guards in the wagon here killed one of them, and because I'm the driver, he gave me my choice. I said I just want that left rear haunch there.
You're driving this wagon then, yeah?
Oh yeah. Been
Yeah.
been driving wagons. Going on 10 years now. I mean, I seen all kinds of things on this here road. Ain't never seen nothing like that gold stag. Damn shame that nobody was able to capture it. But then, who would have thunk a dang Axby could come out of the grass and go chasing after them deer? What the hell is going on? What is this world coming to?
I don't know. Just to be honest with you, I'd take a nice axe beak haunch myself. But since you do have that venison, you mentioned the haunch, and that's my favorite part. You wouldn't happen to have one left,
Oh,
would you?
oh, I could sell you some steaks.
What you drinking?
Now, oh, well, that's mighty nice of you. I'm kind of partial to the rye whiskey, the rot gut. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, I don't have nothing like that, friend. I'm just a guard. I got some coin. That'll do.
Oh, well, now this here is really good venison, and so it's kind of costly. I'll sell you a 2 pound steak for 1 gold, and I can sell you up to 3 of them, 1 gold each.
How about I take all three and I'll give you 5 gold and we'll call it a good deal and look out for each other down the road. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, kind sir, kind sir. Well, we get to the next inn, roadside tavern. You come look me up. I'll buy you a round of that
I'm not much
rot
of a
gut
drinker,
whiskey,
friend.
and we'll talk about.
I stick to
Oh,
water, but
well
I will
then.
say this, I don't trust most of these people around here. You guys seem like some good people, so you watch our backs, we'll watch yours. You know what I'm saying? Keep it to that.
Well, yeah, yeah. Maybe we could talk sometime. Might be able to use some good muscle.
Yeah, I get that a lot. My friends back there, they're just regular people back at a town. They don't do much, no trade skills or whatnot. So I'm trying to teach them the ropes on security. And
Son, some of these damn city slickers are just hopeless.
yeah,
You know, they would know. They would know a harmless garden snake from a rattlesnake until it bites them on the ass, and then it's too late. And what the hell are they doing? Sending these people out on this damn caravan. Oh golly. Hey, that Baldur's Gate, it's just a mess. I tell you, it's a mess. It's horrible.
I can second that. But we're moving on to greener pastures, if you will. But I won't
Oh
keep
yeah,
you. My
well.
boys are going to be waiting on me. I hand him the gold.
Oh well, thank you. And he hands you three wrapped uh packets, and you can tell by the weight and the size and sort of the consistency that yes, those are steaks. And he's done a very proper job of wrapping them so they are gonna be well. They're gonna keep. Probably if he's as careful with the rest of the meat as he is with the packaging, he's probably put some spices and salt and everything on there to help preserve it. Um, maybe some pepper and some other stuff. So you just have to find that out when you unwrap it and start to cook it.
My tongue's watering already, friend. I'm going to clap him on the shoulder. What's your name again?
Oh, my name. Oh, my name ain't that important. You can call me. You can call me. Uh,
I'll just call you friend. How about that?
you can call me friend, and then, uh, if you really want to get my attention, my name is, uh, Brun. Brun Barlashard.
Call me
Um,
Brock Boulder Breaker, so we got something in common at least.
oh, Boulder Breaker, Barlashard, and Boulder Breaker. Yeah, B and B. Mm.
We'll talk more at the next town. Yeah.
Okay, all right. And as you take your leave, uh, you can, as you take your leave from him, you can tell that there's that they're leading the horses back to the wagons and starting to get them hooked up again, and those types of things. And it looks like the caravan is indeed getting close to moving on. So that apparently is going to happen. Um, and then as the rest of the day goes on, um, you don't notice this guy given uh, Mulek too much of the eye during the day. Um, and then we finally come to the evening. So at some point during the day, Brock, are you going to tell the others anything that you learned?
Yeah, I'll let them know over cooking the venison. I'll cook 2 of the steaks, split them between the 4 of us, and then use the third one to make up some sort of stew or something. And I'll tell them what happened.
Okay, all right, and those steaks are well seasoned. Um, the guy probably has a little bit of the chef arts in him because there's some nice herbs and spices, peppers that or ground pepper that he's put in there, and then of course, um, there the meat is heavily salted. There's a when you unwrap it, there's kind of this encrusted rind of salt that is all around each of the steaks. And before you can start to prepare them, you kind of have to chisel or scrape that salt off. But that's what they use to preserve it so it doesn't go bad.
Hey
And
Brock, how much did you give for those things, man?
He only asked a gold apiece. I gave him 5 just to get a little bit extra trust. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, let me. Those are really nice. Let me repay you for those.
No, not necessary, friend. Just enjoy.
Well, thank you, man. But that's kind of you. But if you ever need something, just let me know. I got you.
He kind of outstretches his arms and points at himself. So I don't really need much to get going.
That's fair.
all right. And as the party enjoys their venison steaks, I think that is a good point in time for us to take our break. I have 27 after the hour. Let's go ahead and come back at 35 after the hour, and we will resume. Chat, thank you guys for hanging out with us this evening, and we will see what sort of shenanigans they get up to after the break. So I'm going to put on the music, and I'm going to mute myself. And chat, this is a good time to throw any questions you have for DM or players into the chat, and we'll answer them as soon as the break is over before we resume our session.
boss of here. Are you here?
I am here.
Man, I wish you were going to do a Divinity 2 campaign. I would love to play with you.
We are playing Divinity 2.
I know, but you don't have an extra spot.
I know, man. Yeah, we there's a few of my buddies that I've been playing with online for a while, and that's why I was late. We was right in the middle of a Divinity 2 game, and almost had a TPK till I got a opportunity attack on the warlock, or the wizard, and I killed him with an opportunity attack. I'm playing a cleric in that.
That's why you're playing that too. It looks like a ton of fun.
Oh, dude, I can't wait till I play Baldur's Gate 3. They say it's like Divinity 2 on crack.
Yeah, you haven't played it yet.
It's different.
Not.
I played it for like a
It's different.
day. Then I was like, I don't want to spoil it. I'm gonna wait for it to finish.
They don't use the AP system anymore.
I kind of like that. Like, I don't like the AP system in a way. I like turn-based combat. That's fine. I just don't like the AP because it takes, like, you only have this much to do an attack. I mean, if your character only gets 2 attacks, then attack twice, instead of all this, well, you can only do this much in this turn.
Well, it's kind of, I do like the AP system because it allows every character to do multiple attacks if they want to, or different things. In Baldur's Gate 3, it's class dependent on what you can do. If you're a wizard, you're only going to be able to cast one fucking spell, probably.
Well, that makes sense until you're higher level.
It's more on the rule set.
No, it doesn't matter what your level is. It's just, it's going basically off of the Player's Handbook 5e edition. So it's like you get basically, you have to follow those rules. So if you're like a wizard, you get to cast one spell a turn. That's it.
Cantrips and bonus action spells.
Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, cantrip bonus action spells.
The way that works as written, if you want to cast 2 spells in the same round, one of them has to be a cantrip and one of them has to be a bonus action. So you can either do a spell that requires a spell slot that uses a bonus action and a cantrip that uses a standard action, or you can use a spell with a spell slot that's a standard action and a cantrip that's a bonus action. That's the only way that it works. Otherwise, like Ken says, you're limited to 1 per round. But then, of course, thinking about balance in the game, depending on what spell you're casting, you can potentially do a whole lot more to your enemies with 1 spell than each of your other party members can do with 1 or 2 attacks. Like if you have a fireball that you're going to set off on a bunch of enemies, you're going to damage or kill a whole bunch of enemies at once, whereas your guy with the longbow may be able to shoot 2 or 3 arrows at a time, but he's only going to be able to hit 2 or 3 targets, not 10.
I like the AP system because it's a lot more strategic. You have a lot more options. And if you're playing a caster, you can do 2 powerful spells depending on your build. Whereas, like, Baldur's Gate 3 is very strict on what you can do.
Well, I think Baldur's Gate 3 is going to open up more as they add more classes and archetypes and races and all that stuff. It's just the content isn't there to back up the system yet, I don't think.
All right. Well, let us continue in the campaign. We are at the end of day. What did we say this was? Is it day 27? Did I say that?
Yeah,
I think
26 was the last episode.
Okay, so yeah, it was on day 27 where the Mulek got noticed. So you're sort of at the end of that day cooking your dinner, and everything seems kind of quiet at this point. Go ahead.
Is that what's the that freaking driver doing?
He seems to be at his wagon tonight. Just around the fire uh, with his group of people, and he doesn't seem to be paying any special attention to Jane or to Mulek at this point.
I'm gonna have Casper, every night now going forward. I'm just gonna have Casper doing reconnaissance up above us, just circling and keeping an eye where I am at, and just look for anything suspicious that may be coming in from, the grasslands or the woods or wherever. There may be places for something to hide that could come in to hurt me.
So it seems like that the guy has lost interest in Brock.
And are you talking to me, or did you mean Mulek?
Mulek, sorry.
I'm just taking extra precaution. I don't know if he has friends, people.
Anybody who wants to give me an insight check on this turkey?
All right. All right. Well, we're going in reverse, Gally.
I was sure every time I roll good, you roll good. Every time I roll bad, you roll bad. This is weird.
Oh goodness. Okay. Yeah. Mulek. He's not paying attention to you now, but you don't know what to make of that. You don't know whether he's lost interest in you. You don't know whether he's been fooled by the disguise. You don't know if maybe he just kind of got a bug up his hind end this morning. You really don't know what to make of it.
Yeah, I've got my head on a swivel. I'm just being extra cautious, and I've even added a little gimp to my walk. I've changed up my gait just a little bit.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm just, until this guy is far away from me, I'm just gonna be suspicious.
I'm going to bring my guitar over to that group where that guy is sitting with his friends around the fire or whatever, and
Okay.
I'm just gonna be like, "Howdy, boys! Thought I'd come over and hang out. Y'all don't mind, do you? Pick this here guitar a little bit."
And one of them says, "Oh hell yeah! You were playing the other night in that tavern there." And then he turns to the others, and he says, "Oh boy, uh, y'all get a eye full of that Missy while you were there. Woo wee! Now that's some kind of woman knows how to treat a man right." And a couple of the others, and oh yeah, Jelly was really good too. And another one says, "Oh well, y'all missed out. Y'all missed out. I spent some quality time with Miss Yaffle, and she was just amazing." And they're like, "Ha ha ha ha!" And so they said, "Yeah, but you played that guitar really good. Oh, come on, play us one of them songs you was playing the other night."
Sure. You got any whiskey?
Oh, hell yeah. Tell you what, we'll give you a little bit to wet your whistle, and then you play really good. There might be another shot in it for you. And so they pour a little bit and they hand it to you. And you go ahead and you start playing. And Thalidor, I'll presume you heard what I said to Mulek. The same goes for your check.
Yeah.
I All right, I'm gonna play the guitar for him, and I'm gonna wait for that guy that was eyeballing Mulek earlier today to go take a piss, and I'm gonna go take a piss with him, and then we'll just have our own little scene right there.
Okay, so you go ahead and make a performance check to see how your guitar playing goes down.
With the way I just started rolling, oh boy.
Wow.
And so they start you know, it doesn't matter what you play. If you play a ballad, um they'll, like, a couple of them will just take their hats off, hold it over their hearts, and they'll just kind of look off into the firelight with their eyes watering. And if you play some kind of a jig, they'll get up and they'll just start dancing around in the dirt around the campfire. Um, and if you play like a reel or something, they'll start clapping and stomping their feet. And as they respond to your playing, more people start to come around, and pretty soon there's like half the caravan is standing around, and people are shouting out, "Hey, play the bridge on the water!" And some of them are playing, say, "Hey, play that song about the moonlight after the moonlight in the daytime." And then another one says, "Oh, you play that dance about the farmer's daughter." And another one says, "No, no, no, play the dance, play the dance about the tavern girl." And so they're shouting out requests for you uh, as you start playing. And somebody puts a hat on the ground in front of you, and coins start falling into the hat uh, as they go. And somewhere along the way, you realize that you have a uh, shot. You have had a second shot of whiskey, and then you've probably had a third shot of whiskey that they've given you. Um, and it's really, uh, they're really enjoying your playing. So, probably after maybe an hour, um, the guy, you come to the end of the song, and this fella, the oh gosh, where the hell did I put my Brune? This Brune barley shard fella, he he announces loudly. He says, "Well, I gotta go piss like a racehorse." And he stands up and he starts walking off, and a couple other people say, "Yeah, I gotta go piss too." And so, now there's like 7 or 8 people that are all kind of walking off over towards um, the same area. Apparently, they think he knows where there's some sort of latrine, so they're just sort of all following him. Are you gonna go with them?
Yeah, I didn't think it was gonna be a girls' night out on the latrine, but here we go.
Well, it's a drunk girls' night out on the latrine. Because
Jesus, it's
you're
like
you're
one woman goes to the restroom while everybody else goes.
so they head over to the this area, and the uh, latrine, as it turns out, just happens to be a large boulder that's over there. And people just start, unbuttoning their flies, untying the fronts of their breeches, and letting the stream of nature flow onto the rock. Uh, so, what is Falliger doing?
Um, I gotta get this guy separated. Um. So what is he doing again? I'm sorry.
He's just taking a piss along with all the other guys that are there.
Um. Oh God. Okay.
And as they notice you, you coming over there, they're saying, "Oh yeah, that guitar playing, that must be thirsty work. Come on and hey, you know that song from Up Luskin Way, the song about the merchant's daughter. Why don't you play that one?" And then another one says, "Oh no, I know down there. There's some song that I heard come from that place. Oh, where the hell it's called? Port Nisan, Port Niganzan. And somebody else says, "Oh, Port Nyanzaro, you damn fool!" And he says, "Yeah, that place. I know this song come from down there, and it's about the the girl who rode the dinosaur. You know that song? I hear that one's supposed to be really good."
Yeah, I've heard it before, just once. But that's more of a group participation song. So
Well, hell,
it,
we got a whole half the damn caravans around the campfire. We'll all sing it with you.
well, no, it's more musical. You know, it's I need. Well, if one of you think you could play a pot pretty well, just get like a couple of spoons and a pot or something. And I need something that maybe like a tambourine. It sounds like, you know, when you bang on it, and maybe you guys could go. Maybe if y'all hurry up, go scrounge up some stuff that you think would sound real good with my guitar. Just go get that real quick, and I'll meet you back at the campfire.
And one of them says, "Well, I can't play shit, but I know Lawrence can." And he's still in the middle of pissing, and he turns and he pisses on the guy next to him, and he yells back towards the wagon, "Hey, Lawrence, go get the pot. We need the big wooden spoons too."
Why don't you go help him?
And then the other guy's like, "Hey, fool, you're pissing on me." And one of them, takes a swing at the other one, and those two start fighting. And then a couple of the other guys, they're like, "Hey, what's going on? Hey, you're splashing all over the place. Hey!" And then they start tussling with each other. And then this Brune fella, uh, he just turns to somebody else and says, "You damn fools can't even piss right." And he hauls off and he punches one right in the mouth. And so that gets him into a fight with one of the other people. So
Can I ask? Can Mulek see? So I obviously would have walked up or gotten close to these guys, but can I see where Falliger would have gone to? Is to entertain
yeah,
these guys?
oh yeah. Well, you can't miss where the big group of people gathered to listen to him play, because that's kind of in one of what was just one of several campfires for the caravan, but quickly became the biggest campfire because everybody was around there. And then you notice that when the singing stopped, a whole group of people, including Falliger, went off over that way, and there's a big rock over there, and they all look like they were starting to take a piss. And then somebody turned to yell about getting pots from the wagon, and when he did that, the guy next to him socked him in the jaw, and now everybody over there except for Falliger is looks like they're breaking out into a fist fight
Is
over
is
by
it?
the rock where they're pissing.
And we're kind of parked along a. There's some.
Yeah, you guys are parked off the road a little bit.
What I want to do is try to get over to that area, but I want to be about 50 yards in.
Well,
Am I able to get there without people seeing, or is that going to be something?
well, there's a big fight going on over there. And so obviously the people in the fight are paying attention to whoever they're fighting, and that fighting is causing a ruckus, and most of the other people in the caravan are looking over there. If you wanted to try to stealth your way, you'd probably have advantage on it. And you say you want to get within 50 yards of that?
I want to get to where I can at least see, get eyes on the guy that has shown interest in me.
Okay, well, it's night.
And I've got my goggles of
Oh,
night on.
you got your goggles of the Nighthawk. Okay, that's fine. Or goggles of night. That's fine. So yeah, just roll me a stealth check and roll it with advantage,
It'll
and
be
see.
it'll be straight up since I have disadvantage.
Oh, okay. Well, with all of the stuff going on, yeah, you can get pretty close.
All right, so I'm gonna once I get kind of close, I'm gonna reach into my bag. Oh, perfect.
Oh, and the answer to your question
I
that you put in chat would be yes.
Okay, this will work out. This will work out.
Okay.
I have something I wanted to do while they were starting to fight.
Okay. Okay. All right. So,
But
Fallager,
I just want to say I pull out my item and I'm just waiting and I'm just in the dark just watching.
okay, you're watching. Fallager, what do you want to do?
Well, since there's a loud fighting going around me, I'm gonna, since I'm next to the guy that was giving us trouble, I'm gonna cast suggestion on him.
Cast suggestion on him. Okay, this sounds really good. Hang on just a minute because I need to do some something here. And we got a something, and this is a something. So there's a something there, and then there's a no, God bless it. There's a something here, and then there's a something up there, and we're going to take the ribbon, and we're going to move the player ribbon over here, and then we're going to do that. Okay, so Brock and Thaldor, you're kind of over here. Fallager is here next to this guard. And we're just going to say there's like 1, 2, there's 3, there's 4, there's 5, there's 6, there's 7 more. And they're kind of one guy is over here fighting this guy, and these 2 guys are fighting each other, and these 2 guys are fighting each other, and these 2 guys are fighting each other. And then I'm just going to really quickly go in here, and I'm going to change this name to Brune so that we know who is who. Brune. Come on, you dumb thing. All right. So now, this is the guy you're talking to. Mulek, you can clearly see what's going on there. Fallager, you're right next to him. He's hauling off, punching this other guy. And you want to do a suggestion. And let me go ahead and take a look at this. Okay, second level, and what is, okay, wisdom saving throw. What is your spell save DC? Actually, first tell me what your suggestion is, and then
I'm gonna suggest that and be like, "Hey, friend, I suggest you go wrestle with the nearest wolf you can find. Or no, I'll say, hey friend, why don't you go pet the nearest wolf you can find in that forest?
Okay, so let me take a look at how the spell is worded and think about the situation we're in. Okay, okay. The suggestion must be worded in such a manner as to make the course of action sound reasonable. Okay. Right now, he's in the middle of fighting somebody else. Telling him to stop what he's doing and go pet a wolf, that doesn't necessarily seem reasonable.
Oh, I didn't know he was fighting. I thought he was pissing next to me.
Well, no, he hauled off and punched this other guy when all the fighting started breaking out.
All right, well,
So-
I guess I won't do anything then.
Well, you could make another suggestion, and maybe one that would seem reasonable to somebody who is fighting. So that was the reason I wanted to point that out. So
Now, my plan was to try to get rid of him at least
okay,
for a while, but
okay.
I don't know. I guess somehow fighting broke out before I could do anything.
Yeah, it was all pretty chaotic. And they were trying to distract you with yelling out songs, and then somebody pissed on somebody else, and when you were trying to tell them about doing extra instruments and stuff, and then while that started happening, this guy turned around and punched the guy next to him. So that sort of, by the time you got done answering the other thing and got your wits about you to want to do the spell, it's like, okay, he's already now tussling with this guy. So all right. Before we get back to Mulek, Brock, and Thaldor, you can't help hearing and seeing all this crap going on over there. What do you guys want to do, if anything?
I kind of stay quiet and hope they can sort it out themselves.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just sitting on the wagon shaking my head like I thought this was already taken care of.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. And then we'll circle back to Mulek. So Mulek, you are standing by,
Yes,
kind of
I'm
unobserved.
yes, I'm watching to see what happens in the fight. I'm just watching to see what happens to Bruin, whether he gets knocked out, or I mean, these guys all look pretty wasted, like drunken brawl.
Okay. So
That's what I'm asking. Do they look like they're all drunken? A drunken.
Oh yeah. This is like a bar fight without the bar.
Do I see him wearing any weapons or carrying any weapons?
Some of them, some of them, or they all have daggers on their hips.
Okay.
And these daggers are, they're the kind of daggers that you might fight with in a pinch, but they're probably more like the kind that you would cut your steak with.
Right.
And they normally seem to fight with either bows or spears.
Okay.
And those, of course, they're not going to have those with them while they're sitting around the campfire listening to music. So those would be back on the wagons.
So I'm just gonna watch to see what happens. Result, and then before
okay,
they disappear, or whatever, I may take some action, but kind of watching.
Okay, so here's what I would really like you to do. Fallager and Mulek, you two are the closest. So how do I have this? So okay, I need to.
And these are all cultists.
These are, well, four. These two guys are cultists, and these two guys are cultists. These other guys are people that are on the caravan. So, but the important thing is that there's an odd and an even in each one. So, Falazure, I am going to I'm going to do this. Oh, fudge factor. I am going to say this, and I am going to say this. Okay, and then this guy, who's even numbered, I am going to say this, and I'm going to say this. All right. Now, Falliger and Mulek, if you look in your, well, actually, Mulek, you should be able to control this guy here, guard 6. And Falliger, you should be able to control this guy here, guard 3. What I would like the two of you to do is I would like the two of you to click on those tokens and then roll me a d20 plus 3, which is
Click on which tokens?
you click on guard 3, and Mulek, you click on guard 6 and roll a d20 plus 3. And I'll see if that actually adds things to the turn order like I think it's supposed to. No, it doesn't. Okay, so all right, so this guy gets a 6, and then this guy gets, okay, all right, so because of their strengths and the fact that they are 0 level, they have attack bonuses of +3. So we're gonna say that it takes 3 punches to knock out a guard. So Mulek and Falliger, you guys are going to represent the represent these guards, and they have an armor class of 11. So Mulek, if you will do the honors, roll a d20 plus 3 and see if you can hit an 11. And that will mean that the even numbered guards land a blow on the odd numbered guards. Oh, wow. Okay. So that works. So they now have 1 punch, and they have suffered 0. And these guys, these guys have suffer or have thrown no punches and have suffered 1. Okay. All right. So, that's the turn for guard 6. Falliger, you go ahead and you roll a d20 plus 3, see if you can hit an 11 or better. Oh, no. Okay. So, it is now the end of the round, and at the end of the round, Brock and Thaldor, you now see this is turned into a full-fledged brawl. You still just going to sit around and watch?
Yeah, if
Guess
it's just a
one.
fist fight.
Yeah, if it's just a fist fight, if they pull weapons, I'll join in.
Okay. All right. So far, they have not. All right. It is the top of the second round. So, Mulek, another d20 plus 3. See if you can hit an 11. Oh, right on it. So, now here you have connected with whoops. You have connected with 2 punches, and the odd numbered guards have not landed with any. So go ahead, Ken, and roll a d20 plus 3. See if you can make an 11. Oh, okay, good. All right, and so now this guy has suffered 1, and these guys have landed 1. All right. And it's the end of that round. Thaldor and Brock, you guys still just watching? It's still just a fist
I
fight.
think I pulled out the whiskey. Me and Brock are just sitting back, sipping it and watching this with amusement.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, Mulek, go ahead and roll for guard 6. See if he can. Oh, that is okay. Now, because it's a round, um, the other guys are going to get an opportunity here, and we'll see if everybody collapses in a heap, because if he lands a crit, then the crit is going to count for 2 blows, and it would mean that everybody winds up getting knocked out. So Falliger, go ahead and roll a d20 plus 3. Ken, are you still with us?
Ouch! That one.
Okay. Well, Brune and the other odd numbered guards, they all just sort of fall down heavily and land in the dirt. And the even numbered guards, they all raise their hands up in victory. Yeah. Oh, and one of them, who is it? One of them over here, this guard number 2, he apparently wasn't done pissing, so he just finishes pissing on guard 7, who's who's kind of groggy down there on the ground. So, all right, well, about that time, the caravan drover, or the caravan master, comes running over and says, "God dang it, you guys, cut that out." And when people see the dwarf running over and yelling at them, then a number of the other people who had been sitting around just watching, thinking this is great entertainment, they sort of say, "Oh, okay, well, I guess we ought to go help break it up." So
Okay.
they,
Okay. Before anyone arrives, he's knocked unconscious on the ground, right?
yes, he is.
All right. I'm gonna whisper to my friend Indiana, and I'm gonna say, "Go enjoy lunch," and tell him to go attack Brune.
Oh, oh, oh. Okay, well, um, these guys are down. Um, all right. So, the rest of you, Falliger, you see this guy there on the ground, and then from kind of over there behind you, you hear, "Rah!" And you look over your shoulder, and this big axe beak comes running towards Brune and goes to get ready to attack it. So clearly, you realize it's not attacking you, but it's going to attack this guy there on the ground. What would you like to do?
Nothing.
Okay.
Me and Brock are watching this. I know I'm watching it. I'm just laughing as I'm sipping my whiskey. I am just rolling my ass off.
Okay. This guy that just knocked Brune out, he's like, "Ah!" And he runs back a couple of steps. And he screams and he points at this axe beak. And then the caravan master says, "Not another one of these bloody things. I haven't seen two within a 10-day in over 5 years. Kill that bloody thing." And so he gives orders, and a number of the caravan people, they quit running towards the thing because now there's a dangerous, vicious animal there, and they start pulling out their bows. So while that happens, well, crap, I just got rid of this. I just cleared everything out, but I suppose we can do this again. Mulek, you go ahead and you roll initiative for the for this guy.
For which one? For the guard?
For Indiana.
Oh, for India. Okay. I add a +1. It's a +1 on deck, so I do a. Oh, actually, never mind. I can roll initiative.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you'll wind up winning the initiative. Is anybody else going to get in on this fun or not?
Again, I'm just sitting
Okay.
back watching and laughing my ass off.
And Fallager, as far as we know, is just standing there watching. So, Mulek, you may go ahead and attack with your axe beak.
Oh.
He misses with the beak. Now, does he get multiple attacks, or is it just the one attack?
It's just the one attack.
Okay. And okay. Brun is he is prone, so he gets advantage, but that is not enough to hit. Brun will then he'll kind of scramble up to his feet, and he'll grab the only thing that he has, which is a dagger at his hip, and he will just lash out with the dagger and try to hit this thing. And as we said, it's a 1d20 plus 3.
Does he get disadvantage since he's drunk?
No, he doesn't. Okay. But he only rolls a 9, and I don't think that's going to hit. However, he is going to realize this thing is really big, and he is going to start trying to run back towards the wagons. So he's going to run away. 5, which means that the axe beak gets an opportunity attack.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, goodness. Okay. Not actually, that's going to hit. So go ahead and roll damage. 4 slashing. Okay, he is hurt, but he's not bloodied. Fallager, you're not interfering with this.
Nope, just watching.
Okay, all right. Well, he is kind of drunk, so I'm gonna have him do a dex check. That dex check is gonna be to see if he can stay standing or if he falls down as he runs. Oh, he falls down.
Ouch!
So
right on his face.
He goes 5, 10. He gets 15 feet, and then he's prone again. So I'm not even going to take the prone symbol off of him. Oops, and that was his turn. So now, Axebeak, it's back to your turn.
It's going to just chase after it. Sees Sees
like we said,
fear.
he can go 50 feet. So
And he's gonna attack. Oh my! Oh, do I get advantage? Right?
you get advantage. So that's a
Because he's
crit.
prone. Yeah.
So, oh my gosh, 18 points. Uh, Mulek, how would you like your axe beak to kill this guy?
It just starts ripping into him.
Okay. You all get a first-hand lesson in why these creatures are called axe beaks. This thing just takes its beak and hits this guy about in the sternum and just rips all the way down to the belly, and his just whole insides just boil out.
Ugh, boy.
I'm just
All
sitting there. I'm sitting there with Brock, and I'm just sipping my whiskey and shaking my head like, damn. Yeah. Whoa.
and then this thing grabs part of the guy's intestines and he starts pulling it out, and then it does that thing that animals do, or just starts shaking its head. And as it's shaking its head, it's pulling more of the intestines out, and the body's kind of flopping around as uh, as this thing uh, is pulling that out. And meanwhile, these guys over here, they're standing there stunned momentarily, and then they finally gather their wits about them, and they all run the hell away. So this guy is standing right next to him and runs away. Is the axe beak going to take any notice of him, or is just going to focus on the guy you told him to focus on?
No, I mean, so once once Bruner is dead, um, I'm going to actually do this. How do I do this? I don't have it here, but I'm gonna blow that horn of silent alarm that
Okay.
I got from Osprey
Okay.
to the axe beak um, to Indiana,
Uh-huh.
and to draw Indiana away. And he's gonna basically come back to me, and then I'm gonna tell axe beak, "You're free. Keep running. You know, I just want to get the axe beak. He did his job, and now I want him to get away."
Okay. All right. All right. I would like you to make me. Well, actually, let me set the scene. An axe beak apparently came out of the night, ran into this group of people that was fighting, and killed one of them. Now, is your intent that this axe beak is going to stop what it's doing, turn around and run over to you, and then after you whisper to it, it's going to run off? Or what are we saying here? How are you?
So after it feeds, like it's doing some feeding on Brune, I don't want him to chase after anyone else. I want him to just kind of look around and then just run off, because I'm going to blow the silent horn so no one else can hear it. And as the axe beat's going kind of back where it came from, I'm going to just kind of command it, "You're free, keep going," like whisper to it. But I'm still hidden in the brush, in the
Okay.
trees.
Okay. Well, if it's going to stay there to chomp once or twice, I'm going to say that um, several of the guards will be able to. Several of the caravan guards with their bows are going to be able to make attacks.
Okay.
So I'm going to give. Let's say I'm going to give 4 guards the opportunity to make attacks. So you tell me how many of those are. Oh well, it's got an 11, so that's a hit. That's a hit.
It's
That's a
it's
hit,
oh
and that's a hit.
jeez.
So that's 4 hits at 1d6 plus 1. 14 points of damage. So not enough to kill it,
Nope, still
but
standing.
it bloodies it. And it goes, "Rah!" and it turns and it hauls feathers back away, and we'll just say that, you know, wherever you are, it runs past the thing, and people, as it kind of recedes out of the firelight, people mostly lose sight, and then most people come running over here to Brune to see if there's anything they can do for him. And of course, he is long past being able to be helped by anybody. And so they're like, shit. And then one of them turns and looks at Falliger and says, shit, bet you never heard a ballad about something like that, did you?
Sure haven't.
You gonna have a song about this. But I think we're gonna need a funeral song now, because I don't think all of Brune is still here. I think part of it, that thing ate part of it.
I'll see what I can do.
And so they just all sort of stand around, and a bunch of people come over, and they're like, oh God, you know, because this guy's entrails are all pulled out, and it's just been savaged by this vicious monster that has come out of nowhere, apparently. Then that would be okay. That's sort of the end of that scene, unless either of you guys want to do anything.
Mulek would have just quietly and as quiet as he could just moved back out over here to join.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, that is the end of one Brune. Brune Barley Shard. Sadly, we will miss him. He gave his life for a bag of tricks, and his innards were consumed by a spectral axebeak. All hail Brune Barley Shard. Okay. Enough weeping for him. He was a damn cultist anyway. All right. So
Giving the stink out of Mulek. Teach him a lesson.
Yeah. So, where are we? We're here. Okay. So we're gonna go. This was day 27. You guys are freaking vicious. I just want you to know how horrible you guys are. All right, and then so day 28 goes by, and nothing happens, and you get here. And 29, 30, and then the month changes from Myrtle to Kythorn. And Kythorn first and second pass by, and nothing happens. And then it gets to Kythorn the third. And when it gets to Kythorn the third, you guys are here. You've passed Dragonspear Castle, and you are on the way to Daggerford. And at that point in time, at that point in time, all right, everybody can go ahead and make a wisdom or an insight check.
Ouch.
Okay. Mulek and Brock, you notice that your friend, Jamna Gleamsilver, she seems to have taken an interest in somebody. Let's see. Oh goodness, no. All right. Philly PCs. There we go. Ah, that's why. Because I was looking at the wrong name. Okay. Your okay. Your friend, the gnome, seems to have taken an interest in a human that is also on the caravan. And this human is kind of distinctive. This human wears red robes and always has either a cowl or a some kind of helmet on their head. They never take never take their headpiece off. And the thing that draws your attention is that you realize that Jamna she's kind of like looking at him in the way that a pickpocket would look at a mark. And it's plain to you that she's planning something. And you think she's probably planning to try to steal something from this guy at some point.
Hey, Thaldor, you see that?
Yeah, it's weird.
Wonder what
What do you?
wonder what her interest is.
I'm not sure. Should we get closer and find out?
I mean, we're on the wagon. You want to? I guess we're not on the wagon. We're walking along. Yeah.
Wait, how far away is she? Because I could use my my what is it? Eagle sight item to see really what she's doing, I guess.
I'm sorry. I was.
It's the eyes of my eyes of the eagle. What's the? Let me look at the definition of that.
So,
okay.
And just to clarify, we're currently moving. The caravan's moving. And we see Jamna just appeared. I don't think we've seen her in a while.
No. We'll say this is like at the midday break.
Okay.
Yeah, you've seen Jamna around, but she really hasn't interacted with you in a while.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it gives me advantage on perception checks, on wisdom
Okay.
perception checks. So I'm going to put my eyes of the eagle on to really see what she's looking at.
Okay. All right. So do that, and then you can go ahead and make me a perception check with advantage.
Yes, sir. Hold on. The best I got, 16.
Actually, I think that
13.
that's already
It didn't add my
counting
plus
the
3?
It is adding the +3. If you hover over it, you'll see you rolled a 10, and it gave you.
Oh, there it goes. Yeah, okay. I got you.
Yeah. So you've got you have a 13 there. Yeah, you can't really tell what specifically she's looking at, but um, clearly this guy has caught her interest, and so you know.
Have we had interaction with him at all during the caravan at all?
No. Now, Thaldor, you would recognize that you have seen him because those red robes are kind of distinctive, and you have occasionally noticed him. He seems to stay in one of the wagons most of the time, but he doesn't. He doesn't really mingle with people a lot, and you haven't noticed him participating in a lot of the things. He's like he must be a passenger or something. Maybe he thinks he's too good, or maybe he's doesn't have the strength to help do much of anything. But he just seems to keep to himself a lot.
Got you.
And the other than his distinctive dress, the red robes, there's really been nothing about him that would warrant you guys paying special attention to him until now that you notice that Jamna is looking at him.
I noticed that guy is like really, really particular and really peculiar, and she's really taking an interest to him. Something must not be right. I told that to Mulek.
Huh. Oh, shoot. Do we just let this play out? I mean, I guess.
I'm at a loss. Maybe, maybe we should, and if things go south, maybe, depending on what happens, we should step in.
Yeah, or question, at least question her after she does what she's doing.
True.
Can't be any worse than what we did the other night.
Right? It was kind of brutal.
Well, it is what it is. I mean, it's either me or him, and we saw what those cultists did back the greenest.
Oh, I'm not disagreeing with you. I thought it was amazing. I was sitting back just rolling. It was great.
It's just lucky that I got Indiana again. That was pure luck. Kind of worked out great.
The little bag of tricks you got there was a great buy.
Yeah, it's starting to. It's paid back. That's for sure.
Yeah, I agree. Well, let's just keep our eye out on her and see what she does. Because me and Mulek are on the same cart. We're not near Brock and Thaliger, are we?
Well, I think he said we were stopped. Right.
Oh, we're
yeah,
stopped.
you're stopped.
Oh, okay.
You're stopped for midday, so you guys could
So we're
go
all
and
together.
talk to them.
Yeah, we tell them. We walk up and we nod my head over without them having to really tell them. It's like, hey, you might want to look that way.
Yeah, I think actually
Brock
Um,
saw, I think. Brock.
yeah, Brock saw, so he could have similarly said something to Falliger during that same time. But by the time your two groups get together, you all realize that you all have noticed that.
Brock, what do you think?
I mean, I've already opened the bag of chaos. Why stop now, right?
Yeah. Chaos can't hurt.
Apparently, she's got her eyes on him. He's got something important. I mean, why shouldn't we steal it first?
I'd probably be the only one that could get close enough without being noticed.
So who was what the fuck was his name? Bub?
Yeah.
Goddamn. Was he the only one that died last night?
Yes, he was the only one that died in that very peculiar thing. This monster, well, actually, not so peculiar when you think about it. Could be peculiar that a monster ran out of the woods, but it attacked this guy. Then it got shot by 4 arrows, and after getting shot, it ran back off into the woods, going "Rah!" all the time.
And it attacked the guy who was laying on the ground. It went towards the
Yeah.
easy mark.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's a damn shame we lost such a good chef, or at least a butcher. But they're out of a driver still.
Yeah, you can tell one of the other cultists has had to take over as the driver for that wagon in the days since then. And there's a traveling um, there's a traveling parson. So in some of the churches, they have obviously all the churches have clerics which have received divine magic from the gods, but a lot of the churches also employ like lay clergy, and these are people who don't necessarily have um, divine magical gifts, but they have been trained and they know like the rituals, and they can lead worship services in the temples and things like that. And some of them travel between the churches in different cities to pass news or collect tithes or whatever it is that they do. And so there's one of these lay pastors, if you will, on this caravan as a passenger. And he did a little ritual and kind of asked around people if they knew what deity, if any, this person worshipped. And of course, nobody was going to say that he followed Tiamat. So um, he just gave some kind of generic prayer for the dead when they did a burial, and they threw a bunch of dirt on the corpse, and that was that.
And that's the
And
guy that James is eyeing that you're speaking of?
no. This is somebody, just some other random passenger did that. This guy with the robes, he really wasn't around, um, wasn't visible during that whole fight and all that other kind of stuff. He,
Are,
like I said, he most of the time he stays in the wagon,
are
doesn't
we seeing
appear much.
anything of him, from the beginning of the trip? Do we know anything about him?
Most of you guys may not have really paid that much attention to him. Thaldor, with his keen mind, could tell you that he's been there since Baldur's Gate, but he's always stayed in the wagons most of the time, and rarely comes out except maybe at meal times, and usually stays to himself and doesn't interact much.
He's not in one of the
Um,
cultist wagons, right?
come to think of No, but come to think of it, Thaldor, you have seen him when on the rare occasions that he does talk to people, he almost always does talk to some of the cultists. but he doesn't act like he's with them. But those are the only people he really interacts with.
Got you.
Silver Tongue, what do you think about getting that guy to have a talk with us in my wagon?
Hmm. Are you talking to me or Falliger? Falliger's got a silver tongue too, but I mean,
Yeah, fellas, just because I know what he did recently, and I'm playing off of that.
got you.
Well, is Jamna like actively going towards this guy to do something? Or are we just can tell
No,
that
you
she's
just
thinking about doing something?
she's thinking about it. It's like you know how you can tell like you guys all would have at some point hunted for your dinner, and you guys all would have enough awareness of woodcraft to kind of recognize how a predator sort of stalks its prey. And you just get the feeling that Jamna is observing this guy the way that a very patient predator might observe a juicy prey animal that it plans to kill at some point.
Gotcha.
But of course, with her being a member of the Zentarum, you don't know whether she's planning to pick his pocket. You don't know whether she's planning to do violence to him. But she's up to something with this guy.
Do you want me just to sneak up and see what's going on?
I don't know if that's going to give us the answers we're looking for. I think if we can get him in the back of a wagon, have a chat with him, we can use the guise of letting him know that a pickpocket has their eyes on him as our, reason for speaking. Maybe find out some more information. That's just my 2 cents or two
You
gold, silver,
wanna-
2 copper.
I kind of agree with that.
Do we want to hurt Jamna though?
I lean in like this is us kind of going against her at this
Yeah.
point.
I know. Do we want to?
I mean, it's fair game. It's not like we're taking from her. We're taking, it's fair game.
Do we maybe
She,
we should question Jamna to find out if she's interested?
maybe.
I could grab her.
But do we fully trust her word?
Well, we don't know anything about this.
That's thought it would be a good idea to get a third party's take on it. See why he thinks she might have her eye on him. And of course, we don't want to point out Jamna. We'll just say, just a random pickpocket has her eye on him. See what he
Well,
says.
from pickpocket to pickpocket, do you want me to contact her?
I think Jamna would notice what we are doing if we try to do anything.
Yeah, but she won't be able to stop us.
4 against 1.
But she might question why we are doing that.
Also, we were supposed to be on terms of if she learned anything, she would talk to us. So she hasn't told us anything.
True.
She's just trying to get a few gold. But I don't see her in this situation eyeing someone that hard over a few gold pieces.
Okay, now that you guys have been studying this situation for a while, all of you can make history checks for me. This is, I believe, an intelligence check with any history score that you guys have added into it.
Oh, nat 20.
Wow.
Plus 5.
4 successes first time. And why does this not surprise me? As you're looking at him, his red robes are kind of distinctive. And Thaldor, maybe it's your eyes of the eagle that are helping you right now, but you notice something, and it kind of comes to all of you rather quickly. You notice that under, part of this cowl, you can see a tattoo on this guy's head, and you probably swear this guy is bald. And as you do, you think red robes, bald, facial tattoos, and then your breath kind of catches, and you think, oh, the Red Wizards of Thay. Why would a Red Wizard of Thay be all the way the hell out here on the Sword Coast?
Boys, are you familiar with what that guy looks like and his markings? Because I do.
I do as well. What would they be doing way out here?
I don't know. I'm surprised I didn't notice it sooner.
We're gonna have to keep our eye on that one. I don't know if we want to tangle with him.
Looks like somebody already is. Why would Jamma being chasing a red wizard of Thay? I don't.
You know of
What does the Red Wizards of Thay represent as far as our characters are concerned?
But I know that,
Well,
I mean, since I'm a religious man, I might be
and I
fairly
know
familiar
history.
with.
Apparently,
yeah. So between you, here's what you guys would know about Thay and the Red Wizards. Thay is a theocracy. Forgotten Realms. Okay. Thay is a actually, I'm sorry. It's a magocratic nation. So it is ruled by mages. And the last that you guys have heard is that for about the last 100 years, it has been ruled by a character who calls himself, and I'm putting this in Discord for the spelling, calls himself Zas Tam. And if the rumors are true, Zas Tam is supposed to be a lich. And so these guys are typically accounted to be, rather on the evil side. And they have kind of a thing about both practicing and studying necromantic magic. They are also rumored to be slavers, but they're typically not something that people in the Sword Coast think about, because if you think about the geography of Faerun, Thay is all the way is in the eastern half of Faerun. So it's all the way past, I believe, what's known as what's that big inland sea called? Forgot Realms map. Okay, so that continent, it's, yeah.
The Moon Sea or something like it? Or Moonlight?
we need a
The
map tool.
sea of endless
Fallen
stars, I believe.
Fallen stars.
Sea of Fallen Stars, yeah. So it is, yeah, Thay is over on the western half or on the eastern half of the continent. As the crow flies, it's well over 2,000 miles to the east. So that's why you rarely see any wizards from Thay over here, and it's even more rare to see one by themselves. It's kind of like, what the hell's going on?
Hey, fellas, I think we want to let Jamna do her business.
I think in this case, in this new light, we might want to have a talk with Jamna, see what she knows.
Well, I could just go over there and ask him what the hell he's doing this far west.
Yeah, that wouldn't arouse suspicion that much. Come on now. This guy could snap his fingers and we'd be dead. Come on.
I'm willing to give it a shot.
You have balls of steel, my friend.
Is he by himself right now?
No. He's with some. He's around a campfire, having lunch with a couple of people that you all know to be from the cult, and there's several other people from the caravan that are not with the cult that are around that same area. But he's like eating a bowl of soup or something, and has a crust of bread, and he eats his soup kind of mechanically, and then he takes the bread and he picks up a water skin, and after he downs the last of the bread, he takes a swig of the water, and then he heads over to the wagon that he travels in, and he climbs into the wagon and he closes the door.
I'll go try to intercept him before he closes the door.
Okay.
I'll be
right.
like doing that typical like whistling, like I'm just minding my own business, kind of happen to walk around and
Okay.
just gonna make my way around the wagon, and I'm gonna cast suggestion on him.
You're gonna cast suggestion on him.
On a wizard.
Okay.
Yeah, I
hey,
am.
Hey, we are living to have fun. So let's go ahead and let's open that. And he has to make a wisdom save, we said. Is that right?
Yep.
And it was what, 16? Did you
It's
say?
14, I think.
Okay. Wisdom save.
Does it say? Is my wisdom save 14? I guess so.
All right. Oh. He fails. And so what are you going to say to him?
Tell me exactly why you are this far west. What is your goal?
He says Zastam is hunting all those who oppose him. I had to flee for my life. Hope to find allies here. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Oh shit! This isn't my wagon. My apologies. And I'll go
And
back to where the guys are at.
he gives you kind of a curt nod, and he goes into the wagon and shuts the door. All right, so you're back to the wagon.
Boys, turns out he's fleeing from Thay, and apparently he must have pissed off, or he definitely opposed the Lich leader of that nation, and he's on the run. I guess he's out here looking for some form of sanctuary and maybe try to find some allies of his own. So that was pretty simple.
assuming he's telling you the truth.
He can't lie to me.
Yeah, it's like you would expect that if he had made his save, he probably would have known that you had cast a spell, and he probably wouldn't have reacted that casually. He probably would have reacted, with a bit more hostility.
Yeah, my friends, we call that high risk, high reward.
Think you did a
Looks
damn
like
good
he
job.
picked the friends.
Well, he might think they're friends, but they're no friends of his.
Maybe we can make use of his abilities.
I mean, we know he's escaping Lichleaf. Does that mean he is opposed to the cultist desires? I mean, I can't imagine that he's been traveling with these cultists for how long. I'm sure he knows of their intent. So either he's hiding his intent just to get a free ride, supposed safety, or he's in league with their desires and their goals.
Well, I think me and him have a lot in common. We both fled west, and then we reached the Sword Coast, and then we can't go west any farther, and here we are. I think maybe he's looking for friends just like I was. Hopefully, maybe.
All right. And as you all discuss this new person you have um, learned a little bit more about, our session will come to an end. We are now at midday on whoops. We're at midday on the 3rd of Kythorn. Um, they learn about. Okay. Um, they lunch is getting over. The caravan is getting ready to move along. But you'll have a few minutes at the beginning of the session next week to decide maybe what you want to do about this as Bara Joss, or you can wait until we get to the end of the day and figure that out. But we are over halfway between Baldur's Gate and Waterdeep now. Kind of on the have been up the hill and coming down the slope on the other side. Um, and if you look far enough across the water beyond Dagger Rock, and the far, far distance ahead, miles and miles away, you might even be able to see the pennants at the top of the towers of Waterdeep flying ahead. And, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming out and joining us this evening. I have been DM Galabond. I hope you guys have enjoyed our game. And let me see. We have a busy chat tonight. Okay. Can we spend channel points to cast disadvantage on someone or advantage? Yeah, that is kind of a good idea. Okay. Yeah, there's a couple of things that you can do with that, and I do have tomorrow off from work, so I'm going to play around with Nightbot a little bit tomorrow and see if I can figure out how to get that working.
There's 2 sets of channel points, Gally. I'll talk to you about that after stream.
Okay. All right. And we'll go ahead and see about getting that set up for the next stream. Thank you, Drats, and Turbo for chiming in on that conversation. All right, everyone. Any announcements for the chat room between now and next session?
I'm good.
Okay. There are going to be some exciting things happening I'm working with one of the players in one of my other games to set some things up that are going to help make the games a little bit more interactive um, for the viewers. And this thing that Dorsfear is talking about and that you guys have mentioned fits right into that. So we should be able to have a little bit more interactive stuff for you guys. Appreciate everyone who comes out each week, and we hope that you have a wonderful rest of your evening and a great weekend. I will be back on Saturday evening with the Lost Mine of original D&D. We're now in session 4 of that, and they are just about to decide what they want to do about Clark. They've been fooling around in that goblin cave for 3 sessions trying to figure out what to do, and they've just about decided what they want to do. So this ought to be fun. And Sunday afternoon, I'm here with another band of misfits, and we do the Walker of Waterdeep game, which is a planeswalking 5th edition game. So you guys can find the schedule on the Twitch page. Thank you all for joining us. And from the DM, good night, everybody. Good night, chat room.